Superstars with Sammy Superstar. Tonight, it's John from Coffee Talkin' Tech. And here's your host, Sammy Superstar.
That is awesome.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Sammy Superstars, Streaming Superstars, and tonight we have a special guest, John from Coffee Talkin' Tech. And tonight we're going to be talking about how he grew his channel because he started his YouTube channel in 2020 and 2021. So let's pull him up right now. Hey, John, how are you?
Bada boom. Man, what an intro you had
Thanks.
today. That was killer.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, did you see the stuff that happened today with Elgato?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah, later.
Go ahead.
But let's get to the meat of the content tonight. But you're a content creator that started in 2020, is that correct?
Yeah. So, when I was home 6 weeks this past year with my son, he's been asking for a YouTube channel for about probably 2 years, and he's 10 years old now. And so we started with a YouTube channel for him. And I realized right then and there that almost all the equipment that I had, and I was building PCs in the late 90s, but all the stuff that I currently had couldn't handle any of this video stuff, any of the editing. And so I had to start from scratch and learn everything from scratch. I've never edited, never have done a lot of these things that I learned this past year. So yes, correct, in the last year. And that pushed me to want to start my own channel about 10 months ago.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. So why did you want to start a YouTube channel?
That's a good question. So to be really honest with you, going back to probably 2008-ish, I've always been a big motorcycle rider. And no, I never had a Harley Davidson. I wanted to start a YouTube channel that would go over motorcycles and I would review them. So I would go to a dealership, take the bike, do a review on it, and then put it up. And I just always put that off because it was so daunting to be able to get these cameras to be able to videotape the ride, and the editing and everything that was involved was overwhelming. But then, like I said, when I started my son's, and it was the passion that he had for asking over and over, I said, let me try this. And so I started trying all this. And then I realized that, you know what, it renewed my idea of possibly starting a YouTube channel for myself. And so since I stopped riding motorcycles, I had a bad accident. And so it took me 9 months to recover from that. And this kind of like fell into my lap, because then after I started with him, then I realized like this is kind of cool and I want to try it for myself. And that's where the real passion started at that point. So that's kind of really how it happened, by accident.
That's great. And now this is the biggest question of all of them. So how did you grow your channel fast?
Well, to be really honest with you, I don't think I grew it fast. As a YouTuber or anyone that's always just looking to do better, I don't think we ever stop to pat ourselves on the back with the progress we make. I think what you have to do as a creator is, if you look at my content, there's a lot of it that's super raw, and it's not really finely edited. And then I just got better and better. And you could see that as I had gone, more videos in. But I think it's just bringing the information in the videos. I mean, one day my friend just showed up and his camera wasn't working, and I just made a fix on his camera, and I said, let's make a video of this. And then before you know it, at this point, it's got like 2,500 views. So I think it's just making videos that can help people really helps those people. But makes you have subscribers, because if you're bringing good information to them, then people will just show up and subscribe. Because God knows that if you think that every one of your friends on Facebook or, another platform is going to just subscribe to you, it's not as easy as that. And so I really haven't focused on the numbers, and I just feel like really blessed that anyone watches my live stream or anyone subscribes. I answer every question that someone has from one of my videos right away. And I think it's just my passion of loving to help people. And, I'm amazed that people can take the time out of their day to leave a comment of something positive on one of my videos. So there's a lot to it. And I don't overthink too much, and I just go at it. And I don't sit back idle when I want to try to do something. I just go for it and take the chance. And if I fail, I fail. But I'm not afraid to take the chance. I think that's important.
Yes, that's very
And
important.
it's just like you, Sammy. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not afraid to fail. You'll try anything different.
True.
And you
That's
do.
so right.
Yeah. So that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. So have you liked live streaming or pre-recorded videos better? Because I know you love live streaming and you do a weekly show with one of our friends from Lita.
Yes. Okay. So that's a great question. And you know that I love live streaming. And that kind of like happened by accident. And so I definitely was looking into live streaming, and I knew about it. And I pretty much put everything in my studio together from scratch, and then built and moved actually, and then built a new studio over where I currently am right now. And so everything that I have put into this studio is been all me, like putting everything together, getting this equipment, be some of it used, some of it new, to just trying to make it more entertaining or get better at the live streaming. I just fell in love with the live streaming because of the interaction with people. And you'll notice, like, when you watch my videos, I don't think really people get the gist of my personality in my videos, because it was just like, it's a lot harder for me. And I think a lot of people in videos, but I know a lot of people have a lot of problem with going live, because it takes a lot of, it takes a certain amount of confidence and gall to be just get on there live and take those chances with people, leaving yourself open for people to possibly attack you, people to, put you down. But I mean, I look forward and past all that stuff. And I love the interaction that I have and the community that I'm trying to grow and be organic with, the type of people that are strolling in. And I think that you'll know, Sammy, like I was lucky enough to jump on with in StreamYard and have Dee and Daniel, which you did interviews with, and they did a review on my channel really quick. And I was able to niche down a little bit into helping new streamers and new YouTubers. And I think that's really been a great focus for me. And they called it out. And then I kind of looked through and noticed that it makes a lot of sense. And so I started doing that. And I'm really glad that I did. And then being on StreamYard last week, Christian asked me to jump on, and we were just talking, and Nick Nimmin was there. And it was great to be on and in that element. And I really enjoy streaming for some reason. And then when I was looking for like how people like portray themselves on live streaming and how comfortable they are, I was always watching live streaming pros, and Loria was on there, and she was one of the people that I would just go there and talk to that community and see how like efficient everything flows, and then just get the idea of how that would work. Because you got to watch a bunch of live streamers. Now I watch like Tom Buck. I'm always over there seeing how they live stream. And I always watch Daniel Patel and Nick and Dee. I mean, I can go on and on, Sammy. You know all this because I see you in all these places. So, and you're there and you're always involved with what's going on with live streaming. That's for sure. No math, please. No math.
Was it easy to get 500 subscribers?
Was it easy? Was it easy to get 500 subscribers? I don't know, because I've never tried to get any subscribers. So it wasn't like something that I had planned out. I think what it is I had a goal, and I didn't tell anybody this goal, and I didn't say it to anybody. But in really, when I started the channel, there was no serious to it. There was no goal, and you have to go like probably 6 or 7 videos in before I even had a thought that I was going to roll with this like I am. And there was no planning about how I was going to approach things really either. So I think once I got there with trying to put a lot more planning together, and the reality of it is at that point it probably took maybe 5 or 6 months to get to over 500 subscribers. But I think that I had that goal in my head by the end of June. And then when we hit June, I thought that I would never get there. And then when it just happened, I was pretty much like pretty blown away, but I don't really worry about it because subscribers don't mean watch time unless they're more organic. They don't mean that people are watching your live streams. So I really don't want to focus on how many subscribers somebody has because it's great and we need them. But if they're watching your stuff and being involved with your channel and stuff like that, that's even better. But I'm always like loving that someone's subscribing to my channel, and you can see where they're coming from, and that's really cool too. When you look and you see my Canon M50 video, it's pretty much got me 100 subscribers alone. So that was, puts a smile on my face, I guess, to some point, right? So was it easy? I really didn't answer that question. Was it easy? No, I don't think it was easy. I think it was hard work. I bust my butt to do everything I can do. When you're looking at me right now, this is a guy who just started streaming 3.5 months ago and fell in love with that and really just learned what a YouTube channel was all about probably like 7 months ago. So there's a lot of hard work here, and you can vouch for that because
Yeah,
we've bounced ideas back and
true.
forth, and we've talked about things.
That's so right.
Yeah. And you gave me a jump start on vmix with helping me out with some notable things. And then me, I'll run with it because I dive in deep and I learn. So but I appreciate the community that I have, the people that show up to my channels, the people that include some great stuff, just as you do. The people that come to your stream are the people that make your stream happen. Otherwise, what would it be? So I do love it.
That's so right. If someone is just starting out, what advice would you give them? What advice would you give someone that is just starting out?
So I think that this would kind of like go over what I was saying before
Yeah.
about how when I said I had no plan at all. So if you have a thought that you want to start a YouTube channel, and you have a goal. So if your goal isn't about trying to grow your YouTube channel, then it really is not that big of a deal. But then if you want to start one and you have a plan of at one point wanting to be monetized or to grow your channel, I think that you better put a big plan together so you don't hit that factor of burnout. I think that you better understand that there's a balance between your family, your friends, your time, your work. And when you think that you can just go from the beginning and that's going to last, that won't pull you through to the end. So I think like a lot of intelligent, successful people, you don't have to reinvent the wheel in any fashion, but you kind of have to emulate what they're doing to become successful because they're always overextended successful people, and they're always trying to multitask everything. And there's certain reasons why they're successful at this because they balance their spiritual life, they balance their physical life, they do all these things. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. I need work on all these areas, but you better have a plan to get started so you can end the race and not just start the race. Because this year is a great example of a lot of people who started something, and then I don't think a lot of people will finish that race, and they realize how hard it is to be a content creator. So I think a plan of action
Yes.
the first step to becoming successful.
Wow, that is amazing, John.
Thank you. I
Now,
appreciate that.
if 2020 and 21 didn't happen and there was no virus, would you do YouTube or no?
Sammy, that I never thought of that, and you just gave me chills by asking me that because I I never thought of that.
True.
I don't think I would have a channel. I don't think I
Wow.
would have a channel. I never thought of that. Yeah, because really the whole thing happened was my son was home from school. I had to take the Family Leave Act. I was home with him and we were doing YouTube together with his channel.
Yeah.
And that was the only reason that I got the bug. So
Wow.
that I, yeah, most likely it would never have happened. And I
Th-
would be working on my Jeep in the driveway still.
now that's great.
Yeah, that's a good
Wow.
question. That was a good question, Sammy. I really like that one.
Yeah. And do you think that you're going to get monetized? And if you do, what I'm what are
Oh,
your thoughts on monetization?
well, listen, here's the truth of the story about anyone who has preconceived thoughts about how they know everything or how they're engaging or any of these matters is that it doesn't take the most engaging person to become successful on YouTube. It doesn't take the person that has the best editing and videos to become successful. It doesn't take the person who works the hardest even, so there's a fine line between all those factors. And I think I have the ability to become monetized, and I think I have the ability to be a real successful YouTuber. But I think there's one factor that when you get past everything, you put this plan of action together, you realize what your community is, you realize what it takes. And if you think coming on and selling yourself and selling you is what it's going to do to make you grow, you're missing the point, because it's the topics and in the information in your videos that is going to sell you, especially in the beginning. And no one's going to your channel to watch your videos because I'm John Ryan or Coffee Talking Tech. They're watching because there's something in there that's answering a question for them. And so I think that I do have all these abilities, but Sammy, there's one thing in the end when it comes down to it. And this is why this plan of action is so important, is there's one thing. You know what that one thing is? You want to take a guess or a thought of what it could be? But it's a P word if you want to take a guess. There's
Uh
one thing,
pitch,
a
the
pitch.
pit the pitch
Um,
of your channel.
well, that
Uh
always helps, but it's perseverance.
tr- oh,
It's the thing that separates a
true.
lot of people from becoming successful and not
That's
successful.
so right.
Right? How many times do we look at someone and say, why is that guy not successful at this level? And it's just that he didn't put the time in to get to that level. And there's people that I see that maybe know less than me about topics, and still, they have 100,000 subscribers or this, but they put the time in. So you can't come into this platform and think, oh, just because I know so much that I'm going to be able to really get to this jumpstart thought process. I mean, all these things help, knowing things and being confident and being able to live stream and being able to learn and realize your mistakes. Realizing your mistakes and then accentuating on your mistakes where you can focus in. A lot of people have a hard time digesting criticism. And when they get criticized, it shuts them down. And then there's other people who get criticized and say, I'm going to be better next time. I'm going to be stronger and I'm going to really work harder. And when you have that type of attitude and you're ready to persevere, no matter what, there's going to be people all the time that are going to criticize your work or how you operate, and you can't let that get you down and slow you down. So there's a lot involved with YouTube, and it's not easy, but I think I'll get there if I keep the mindset where it needs
Yes.
to be.
And
So,
actually, there's a thing that is kind of better that people say, buy me a coffee.
right. Yeah.
Because you can make more money. People can donate to you if they're liking the show. If you want to support the show, you can do buy me a coffee. You can have any amount of subscribers. You can have a membership. You don't have to be in the YouTube partner program. Or if you have 500 subscribers or even
Yeah.
4 million, you can use buy me a coffee to help your creative needs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's one way, right? The buy me a coffee, which
Yeah.
I'm involved with. And then also, you can, at some point, I don't know exactly what that point is, but Amazon will let you be an affiliate and all your links can be affiliates. So then you can get a
Yes.
small percentage of a kickback on those things. And it's very small and it doesn't cost the person watching anything out of their pocket. And then you can get sponsorships. There is a possibility of that, and I'm actually at this point. I am testing local Facebook streams out in my local counties and towns, and seeing the reactions of people, and seeing if there's any interest, and if I can pick up interest in streaming for people's businesses, and see how they react to it, and see where that goes and where it takes me, because you can make money off of building streaming studios. You can make money off of consultations. And then also I mean, there's several ways to make a bit of money along the way before you even get monetized. And if you're waiting for monetization to make money, then you're missing the whole business aspect of having many pots and, in the whatever the saying is. It's like you got to have multi arms of money pulling things into and business ideas and thoughts to be able to get the most income of things, because being a content creator takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of patience till you make a fair amount of money for your time. So you're absolutely
Yes. Yes,
uh,
that's so right. That that's so right.
so any other questions? Did we cover
I
all of
think
them?
we're covered.
Let's talk about Elgato and some of the stuff
True. Yes,
that's
yes.
out today. What interests you?
What piqued my interest was the Go, not like it's a Go XLR clone,
Yeah.
and it's great because it's cheaper, it has everything that you need, and
Wave XLR, right?
yes, Wave XLR, $150.
Yeah. Guess who ordered one today?
You?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I need to check if it works on Mac, because that would be amazing, because then that would be another option, because I know people use Mac and I use PC, but I
Right.
mostly use Mac. I only use PC sometimes if I have to for a program, but that will allow me to use different
Yeah.
things, and that would be another alternative for like the Focusrite, the Go XLR, different things, and they have been working on voice mod for Mac, so that would be great. So
Right.
this is like a cheaper Go XLR, so that's
Kinda.
kind
Uh,
of,
yeah. So
and
the
Rodecaster, because I
right.
know a lot of people actually use just one mic.
Exactly. So right, that's probably the key
Yeah.
off the bat, is that it's a one mic setup and the Rodecaster has four mics, and
Yes.
also it has all the processing inside it. So I think that's really important to realize. And the Go XLR also has processing built inside it too. But the real plus here is it looks like, and I won't be surprised if it doesn't happen in about 3 months. There are, and I'm just telling you guys this because this is what's been said already, is there's gonna be VSTs built in to this soon. You're gonna have an EQ, you're gonna have a de-esser, you're gonna have a compressor, and it's gonna be added to this software, and it is gonna crush a lot of competitions with what we
Yeah.
have right now. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen probably in the next 3 months. So
I
I
was
think,
thinking that.
Yeah, and if they do that, that would be huge. But it takes up
Huge.
it's about the size of a 15 button Stream Deck. So, I mean, how awesome is that to have something that's integrated with the Stream Deck, and then it takes up such little table room also. So I think that's going to be really awesome. And
Yeah.
the software is awesome. The Wavelength software.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is.
can we talk about your audio gear? Oh, well, who doesn't like to talk about audio gear? So I'll tell you right now, I'm using a pod mic today, and
Yes.
I actually have a mic booster, which is, I think I did a video on the.
Such a great video.
I mean,
Underrated video.
it's good. It's good information to pick up a 50. I mean, they're on back order all the time, but pick a $50 mic booster up. And so I have a mic booster into the pod mic, and this is how I could be so far away from it and still sound crisp.
Yeah.
And then I have a Rodecaster Pro, which I did show you on this overhead here. And then I have a Stream Deck, which is over here, which the Stream Deck does audio too, but it's only if you need it as you wouldn't use it with your Rodecaster. And then I got this is literally just like a little stand that I picked up for $9 off of Amazon, where it angles up my ATEM Mini, and I put the Stream Deck on top. And I don't know if this is perfect, but I like how it just angles this up, and it just makes it perfect to look for. But the great thing about the Stream Deck is if you go wireless or switch to, say, maybe you have a camera that's 50 feet away from your setup, is when you switch over, you can have audio follow video, and then you can be picking up off of a shotgun mic on cam 2 in a different room. And then you would come back over onto your cam 1 like this, and then it would pick up the audio from me right here. Are people laughing at us? Where did my mic go? So once we hit, I got about 5 minutes left, Sammy, and then I'm gonna hit the road to
I was
chill.
about to say that.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna chill, and then I'm gonna, yeah.
I'm gonna wrap it up now. But I really appreciated everyone that was watching this live stream and on the replay. If you're new, remember to subscribe and like and check out John's channel. There will be a card up here,
Thank you.
and there will be one in the description. And I worked on this great intro, and I'm going to play this for the last time because this was great.
Awesome.
It's Streaming Superstars with Sammy Superstar. Tonight, it's John from Coffee Talkin' Tech. And here's your host, Sammy Superstar.